Prince Harry's U.S. visa application has been handed over to a judge as part of an unfolding controversy. This follows reports that President Joe Biden's lawyers have complied with the court order, progressing the case to its next phase. The focus of the contention is the Duke of Sussex's immigration status, which was brought to light by the Heritage Foundation in a lawsuit. Before we dive into that, stay updated with the regal splendor. Subscribe now and become part of our Royal Watchers community, where we share the latest and most exclusive insights into the British royal family. The legal suit came about when they submitted a Freedom of Information Act request for Prince Harry's papers, initiating efforts to ascertain if he was dishonest about his drug use on his visa application. As reported by Newsweek, a court filing read, "Defendant, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security respectfully informs the court that it has complied with the court's March 7, 2024 order by submitting declarations with attachments for ex parte and camera review." Previously, files submitted to the court stated, "Courts consistently hold that a person's visa or immigration status is private, personal information exempt from disclosure." Specifically, the records would reveal the types of documents that Prince Harry used to travel to the United States, his admission status, and any immigration or non-immigration benefits that he may have sought. The Heritage Foundation believes there's a public interest in whether Prince Harry was truthful on his visa application, citing previous court documents from the think tank which stated, "The case comes about in the main because His Royal Highness voluntarily and for immense profit admitted in writing to the elements of any number of controlled substance violations. Indeed, some say he has approached the point of bragging and encouraging illegal drug use." The Duke of Sussex did so despite the fact that it is widely known that such admissions can have adverse immigration consequences for non-citizens and despite employing preeminent legal advisors on both sides of the Atlantic. Judge Carl Nichols, who is presiding over the case, has opted for a private review of Harry's documents following a decision in March. His order read, "Having reviewed the parties' written submissions and heard oral argument on the motions, the court concludes that in-camera review is necessary to determine whether the records in dispute come within the scope of the claimed exemptions. It is therefore ordered that on or before March 21, 2024, defendant shall submit to the court in camera a declaration or declarations that detail, with particularity, the records it is withholding and the particular harm that would arise from public disclosure of them." The Heritage Foundation's argument hinges on explosive revelations from Prince Harry's autobiography, Spare, recounting his psychedelic experiences in his memoir. Harry shared, "I stared at the bin. It stared back. Then it became a head. I stepped on the pedal and the head opened its mouth. A huge open grin. I laughed, turned away, took a piss. Now the loo became a head too. The bowl was its gaping maw. The hinges of the seat were its piercing silver eyes. I finished, flushed, closed its mouth. I turned back to the silver bin, stepped on the pedal, fed it an empty packet of cigarettes from my pocket." Harry has been open about his use of other drugs like cocaine and cannabis as well. Elsewhere in his autobiography, he remarked, "Psychedelics did me some good as well. I'd experimented with them over the years, for fun, but now I'd begun to use them therapeutically, medicinally. They didn't simply allow me to escape reality for a while, they let me redefine reality. Under the influence of these substances, I was able to let go of rigid preconcepts, to see that there was another world beyond my heavily filtered senses, a world that was equally real and doubly beautiful, a world with no red mist. No reason for red mist. There was only truth. After the psychedelics wore off, my memory of that world would remain. This is not all there is. All the great seers and philosophers say our daily life is an illusion. I always felt the truth in that. But how reassuring it was, after nibbling a mushroom or ingesting ayahuasca, to experience it for myself. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more.